Guys, welcome to our first lesson in web design development. In this lesson, we're going to concentrate on HTML. By now, you should have downloaded and installed Notepad++, or alternatively, if you're using Mac, there's a program which is free called Brackets, which is a HTML editor as well. Or alternatively, you can use a text editor also if you're on Mac to do this. In the package that for the lesson files that you've downloaded, there should be a few things. One, there should be this PowerPoint that you have to read through, find a wee bit about HTML and different things relating to it, like the use of tags and so on. The second thing in there should be a HTML cheat sheet or a reference sheet. And it just tells you a wee bit about the HTML tags that we're going to use and their meanings and what they do. I'm going to practically use some of these tags and take you through our task today, which is to build a web page. So I'm going to be doing that myself. You'll be able to pause this video and look at what I've done within my code as I work through the task. The task for today, obviously, is we're going to build a web page, okay, and it's called Visit Italy homepage. So it's going to be a homepage for a website about Italy, okay. And we're going to use the tags listed here and the structure that you're given. It says written in your jotter, but alternatively, I have created the index file with you with that structure inside it because we're not in class at the moment. So you have an index file or a first web page, and it has the structure of the web page inside, and I'll explain that once I load that. But these are the tags that we're going to use to build this web page, this lovely web page that we have here. What do we notice about the web page? Well, it has a title, it has some headings here and here, it has two images, it has some text which we would use the paragraph tag for. And within that text, we are obviously styling some text here in italics, underlined and bold. And down here, we've got again some italics that we're going to put in. Okay, so we're going to go now over to Notepad++. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load our files up here so that we can work with them easy. Okay, so we're going to go to the File menu and open Folder as Workspace. Okay, now the files that I've allocated to you via show my homework teams should be located in the areas that you are most familiar with. Once you download those inside lesson 1, you'll have lesson 1 files. Now, inside lesson 1 files, we've got an index page, we've got an Italy image, and we've got a Perugia image, so 2 images and an index file. Okay, so those are the files that we're going to use. So if I double click on the index.html, it will open up the HTML format that we spoke about earlier. Okay, just to talk through that very quickly again, you should have covered this in the PowerPoint. We have our HTML tags that tells the browser this is a web page. Inside the HTML, we have a head, which is the head of the document, and inside the head we put various information. But to start with, all we're going to do is put a title using the title tags. Then we have the body of the document, and inside the body of the document is where we put all the content that we want to see, okay, when we view our web page in the browser, and I'll show you how to do that shortly also. So the other thing I want you just to remember and just to highlight to you is notice that with the tags, they're like containers. The majority of them have opening and closing tags. So in this case, with the head tag, we have our opening tag here at the top, and then we have our closing tag here at the bottom. The difference between the two tags is one has a /, so the closing tag has a / in it. So yeah, very briefly, let's look at our Italy task again. Now, the Italy task, the first thing we have to do is we have to put a title on our web page, and this is viewed in the browser tab when we open the web page. So again, it's called Visit Italy. So we're going to replace this green text in here, okay, with Visit Italy. And that is us inserted a title for our web page. Now notice when I make changes to this web page that the tab turns red, and that's to indicate that I have made changes, but we haven't saved the web page yet. Now, if I want to save the web page at any time, we can click the save icon, which is just the single disk, and that will turn blue. That tab will turn blue. If I have multiple pages opened and I've made changes in a lot of them and not saved them, there is a save all option as well, and it looks like a series of small disks which I can click and it will save all the web pages. But in this case, I'm just going to click save, and that will save my web page. So my index page is now turned blue to indicate that it has been saved. Task again, the next thing we need to do is put a heading in. So we're going to go to the body of our website. So I'll just take this green text out at the moment, and I'll go to the body of the website, and from our HTML cheat sheet, it's a heading. So headings have H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Okay, H1 being the largest type of heading, down to H6 being the smallest. So I'm going to use a H1 heading in this case. So if I open my tag, H1, close my tag, the heading in this case will be Visit Italy, as we've seen. And I am going to close that H1 tag. Again, I'm going to save this. And now what I want to do is I want to preview this in the browser, which means I want to see it as a web page, not as code. So how we do that from Notepad++ is if we go to the Run menu and select Launch in Chrome. And that will open the web page in Google Chrome. And we have that here. Okay, so we can see that we have our title, and we can see that we have the Visit Italy heading. Okay, back we go and we look at the next step. So the next step is to insert our Italy image. Now again, the tags that we're going to use this image tag here. Okay, so when we use the image tag, we're going to put that in here. Now, what does this piece of code mean? Well, this is the image tag that tells the web page we're going to insert an image. SRC means source. So inside these inverted commas, we're going to put the image that we want to see. Okay, in this case, it's Italy.jpg. Okay, we will give a width to this image, okay, of 150 and a height of 300 initially to start with. Okay, so I'm going to click save, and again, I don't have to run and launch in Chrome. I can just go to Chrome and I can refresh my page. Now it's not found that image. Okay, so there must be an issue there, so we'll go back and we will have a look. And sometimes it's to do with these wee inverted commas. It is because these wee inverted commas are text based, okay, because I copied and pasted them. I made the mistake of copying and pasting them from that HTML document. So I need to replace them. Notice there's a slight difference in them. Okay, we can see, so that should work now. And I go to Chrome, and there we have it. Now, when it comes to images, you need to look at the image itself, and you need to adjust it by eye. So it's a bit of trial and error. So I think this image could be doing with a little bit more width to it. So again, I'll go back in and I'll perhaps change this to 200. And again, I'll go back and refresh my page, and that looks much better. Okay, so we've now inserted our header and our image. Okay, again, We're doing a little bit of styling here in terms of the dimensions of the image. So the width 200 and the height 300 pixels. Next part of the task is we need to insert some text and do some styling on that text. Now the tag that we're going to use is the paragraph tag, the P tag, to insert our information, okay, into our web page. So again, I'll open the P tag, and the text that we are going to put in is: there are many reasons to visit Italy, such as delicious food, fascinating history, and vibrant cultures. Okay, so it's this piece of text here that we want to enter. Right, so we just type that in. Let's see, what's it saying again? Delicious food, sort of text, Italy. Including delicious food, fascinating history, and vibrant culture. I'm just trying to get this right, guys, in terms of how it's laid out. Fascinating history and vibrant culture. Okay, so that looks good so far. I'm going to close that P tag. There we have it. Inserting. I'm going to save the web page, and again I'm going to preview it in the browser just to see how it looks. So there we have our piece of text, but what it is missing at the moment is missing the styling that we have to put in. Okay, so we're going to insert some tags in the middle of this string of text in here. So if, again, just looking at our task sheet, we can see that delicious food is in italics, so we'll use the I tags there. Fascinating food is underlined, so the U tags, and vibrant culture is bold, so we're going to use the B tags surrounding these things. Okay, so we'll go back to our code and we'll see how to do that. So the I tags, okay, so if we break into the sentence and we place the I tags around delicious food, okay, we're just going to close that I tag. Okay, and we've got the U tag for fascinating history. So again, there and around about, we're going to put the bold tags around about vibrant culture because it's in bold. Okay, so good start there. So I'll just save that. So notice we're just directly around about the pieces of text we want to style. We're putting these different tags. And again, I'll go back to my browser and we will refresh that. Okay, and we can see now that the styling has been implemented for these pieces of text. Okay, moving on with the task. Again, we need another heading. This time I'm going to change the heading slightly. We can see it's slightly smaller. So we're going to go to a H2 heading, and it's where to visit. We're going to place inside there. So again, it's always good to put a wee bit of white space just between your tags. It just makes the code a little more readable. Where to visit. There we have that. I'm not going to preview that at the moment. We'll kick on and we'll do something else, and we're going to insert another image. Okay, so what we can do is we can just copy the code that we've already used. okay, and paste that. And so you can either do that using highlighting it using the shortcuts, Control C and then Control V to paste it, or alternatively highlight it up here and then go copy. And when you come down here, you can go edit, paste. Okay. Now at the moment, this would insert two images of the same image, which would be the Italy image. We want to change the bottom one to Perugia. So we're going to change the file name, Perugia. And this one, as we can see from our task sheet, it's a little wider than it is in terms of height. So we're going to change the dimensions a bit here in terms of the width. We're going to give it 500 and the height we'll keep it 300. So we'll just save that and we'll refresh our browser window. Okay, that looks good. That looks really good. So we have to visit and we've got our Perugia image in there, which is excellent. So making good progress with our code. Up until now we've inserted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of code and obviously done our title. Okay, making sure that we save our page regularly as we go and we preview it in the browser just to see how the page is laid out and how it's looking and to make any adjustments from there. So again, the task sheet means that we have to insert some more text. Okay. So, and again, another 2 paragraphs here to insert. So the first one is Italy is full of beautiful cities and countryside to visit. Okay. So open the paragraph. So I'll just type it in and we will close the paragraph. Just double check that same. Italy is full of beautiful cities and countryside to visit. Okay, it doesn't use and uses the ampersand, so we'll just keep that consistent. So again, I'm just going to save that, but notice from our task sheet that we do have some styling here. The word beautiful is in italics. So again, from our previous paragraph, we know we inserted italics tags around delicious food. So we do the same here with the word beautiful. So again, we've done that before, so we should know how we go about that. So beautiful cities. Okay, and again, we just want to preview in our browser how that looks. Okay, so Italy is full of beautiful cities and countryside to visit. Okay, I actually think I have put that around beautiful and cities. Aha, but it should only be around one, so a wee deliberate error there from myself. So place that in there, and there we go. That should be awesome. So again, we'll just see the wee changes made there. There we have it. Excellent. Okay, moving forward. Some of the cities you could visit include Rome, Turin, Milan, Palermo, and Perugia. And this is the image of Perugia that we have here. Okay. So we'll put this in a wee piece at a time. Again, we'll insert another paragraph, tag, and we go. And okay, so what were those cities? Those cities were Rome, Turin, Milan, Palermo, and Perugia. Milan, Palermo and Perugia. Okay, I think that's us. Rome, Turin, Milan, Palermo, Perugia. Amazing. Okay, so we're going to close the paragraph tag, and again we'll save that and just very quickly again preview in our browser. You will notice I previewed my browser quite a lot because we want to see the web page being built as we go. It's probably it's a part of testing, really, to making sure our images are correct, to make sure our text is inserted correctly, it's laid out properly. So it is a part of testing what I'm doing there, and it becomes habit forming when you work with HTML and web pages. So, some of the cities you can visit include Rome, Turin, Milan, Palermo, Perugia, and again, we need to insert some styling here, and that styling is on the word Rome. Again, we're going to make that italic. So, we go back to our code and we set the I tags around Rome. Okay, save that, and again, we will preview in our browser. Okay, so that is us pretty much completed the task. The only other thing I wanted to point out was in the task sheet itself, there's a special note here at the bottom that says when inserting an image, have the image file in the same folder as the HTML file. So if we go back to Notepad++, you will see that the index and the Italy file and the Perugia file are in the same folder. If I was to move the two images anywhere or create another folder and place the images inside the folder, it would break the links here and here, and therefore we wouldn't see our images inside our web page. Okay, so that's us finished for the task. Please make sure when you complete the task you post your HTML document on Show My Homework for us, and I will see you on the next lesson. Thanks for now.